Everybody, it's a glorious day in London and it's the perfect opportunity that we're going to chat today Lash2Brow. Now, so many of you have bought it and so many of you also have asked me lots and lots of questions about Lash2Brow. So I want to answer lots of questions. I'm going to just put on my mascara and brow, Lash2Brow, which we launched, and we wanted to transform the way we think about lash and brow and make one product that does one end mascara and the other end brow, like that. There's 5 brow shades to choose from, one end black. Now we chose black intentionally, and for all of you wonderful blondes out there, I want to chat through about why I feel that the right black mascara is beautiful for everyone, and that's because it's not thick and clumpy and you won't have that huge contrast that you might have if you've got a fairer skin and blonde hair. So I want to challenge you on stepping away from a brown mascara and just giving yourself a little bit more of an oomph. Very small stopper, beautiful conditioning treatment. There's chestnut extract to help condition your lashes. Incredibly easy to apply. I go in like that and I just pull out on my lash there and I coat each lash, and I'm not going to get clumpy, and then I can just take the end of the very carefully innovative, beautifully designed brush. Then I can go back in and do a second layer straight away if I want to have a fuller impact and really coat over the lashes, because I've pulled the product through now, and I can just put more on and make a really super glam mascara. Look at that lovely mascaraed eyelash compared to sad little eyelash. And then I'm going to do my brow quickly and we're going to take questions. I got Faith on the phone from social media and she's going to tell us all the questions.
How can I find my perfect shade?
The best way is, you might already have a shade that you do your brow if you do brows, and generally we go to match our hair colour, but if our hair colour is a little bit lighter, we kind of go a shade down. But I think looking at what your root is really important, as opposed to looking at what is here. So my root is quite dark, so I go for the middle, which is a neutral brown called chestnut, and it's really the best shade for my kind of colour, which is either a blonde or a light brown hair, or a warm blonde or tawny or brunette hair. Now if you're blonde, you could go for either latte or you could go for cappuccino. And latte is our lightest shade. And latte is brilliant, actually, if you are literally a platinum, cool blonde, white hair, strawberry blonde or red hair, where you want that very soft shade. And I'll show you close up what latte looks like. There's latte. I would describe it as like cool taupe. So this is, if I can get them on, that's the colour of latte. Do you see? Then the next shade up, cappuccino. Now, cappuccino is also for blondes, but it's going to be a blonde that might have more of a dirty blonde hair. It could be for somebody who has silver and pepper hair because they still have that darkness in their silver hair. And for a sort of, I would say mousy, maybe, colour too. So I'm just going to show you the difference between latte and cappuccino. So this is cappuccino. All right, you see that it's sort of slightly like a sort of dirtier version of a fawn with a bit more depth. Then chestnut, which I've done for you, which is, as I said, for dirty, blondies, sort of brown hair and a brunette hair. There, it's just a little bit darker. Okay, so they don't always go like lightest to dark, they go sort of warm and cool. And then we go to the next shade up, which is chocolate. And chocolate is if you're liking a warm brown. Many women like a warm brunette hair colour, auburn or a deep red hair colour. Looks beautiful in chestnut. So I'll just show you chestnut here, and you can see when I put it on that it just has a little bit more warmth to it. Sorry, not chestnut, chocolate. What am I talking about? Chocolate. There, like that. Do you see? It's like slightly warmer than chestnut. And then last up we have espresso, and that's for very dark brown hair or black hair, and it's just going to be a beautiful natural shade. It's not too dark brown, but it's going to just be, it will cover black hair because it will be like soft on the black hair, and if you have a dark brown hair it's not too dark. And that is espresso. So we have latte, cappuccino, chestnut, chocolate and espresso.
Okay, why didn't you go for a waterproof formula?
Oh, I've had an on and off relationship with waterproof, but I had, when I was younger, fantastic lashes, and the first mascaras I use are waterproof, and it really reduced my lashes. And I did a lot of research, and I know waterproof mascaras have improved, but I think the reason people choose waterproof, they want something that lasts all day and doesn't smudge and all those kind of reasons. And I always found when I was taking off waterproof mascara, a couple of my hairs are coming out because I had to really, you know, take a little bit more effort to take it off, and our eyelashes are delicate. If they fall out, other ones will grow, but after a number of years they don't actually grow so quickly, and that's why we get some more sparse eyebrows as we go down the path of life. So I've been I just don't feel it's great for the lashes. The ingredients to use to create a waterproof mascara means that it's not hydrating for your lashes. And we always like to do things that are a skincare makeup hybrid. So it was very important to get sort of nutrients into this mascara, that it would condition the lashes. And that's why I rejected waterproof. But to compensate for what people also love from waterproof, which is smudge-free, doesn't drop, stays all day, this mascara does that. You just wouldn't swim in it.
So since the two products are different sizes, would one side run out before the other?
I don't think so, because we did so much testing before, and you need less product to do your brows than to do your mascara. You use nearly twice the amount to do mascara than you do brow, and the difference in the ends is one is 4.5 and the other is 3. So I kind of feel, unless you have a really bushy brow, like you use a ton of product, they do. We've kind of made the sizing so they run out at exactly the same time.
What shade should ladies with grey or white hair go for?
I think latte or cappuccino are going to be the most natural looking shades. And if you look at the descriptions and how we describe them, the colours, which is, you know, cool taupe for the cappuccino, light fawn for the latte, and a cool taupe for the cappuccino, it's like if there is no dark root to your hair, go for latte. And if you've got a little bit of contrast in your hair at the top, go for cappuccino.
Okay, is this two separate products conjoined, or is this a multitasking product like lip to cheek?
Lip to cheek is one product that goes in two places. Lash2Brow is two products which are together as one. You know, there's a separate end for the brow, and that is a brow formula, and there's a separate end for the mascara, and that is a mascara formula, and they each go into their formulation, the separate brushes, but they are one. So now when I'm traveling outside my house, anywhere really, I mean just on the go, I have that, I have my stack, and I kind of have everything that I need. And we're always about how can we make your life really convenient, but also deliver you a product that doesn't compromise. That's why I did it together.
So why did you choose a black mascara and not a brown one?
Like I was saying earlier, I've made over so many women, and I've had many women who've felt they're so blonde and their skin is so pale that they're scared of wearing a black mascara and they think that it's too contrasting. But I sometimes feel that women I speak to who've done that, the black mascara they've used is really thick, and so that contrast feels heavy on their eyes. And if you look at how, you know, unclumpy the formulation is, that the idea that if you have blonde hair and a lighter skin, you wouldn't suit black, to me is like an old wives' tale. And I just think that I've done so many women in this mascara whilst we were testing it with blonde hair, and their eyes just popped so much more with having a great black mascara. So I just think I'd like to challenge you ladies who are scared of that to have a go and see what you think.
Okay, so one lady said, I have short lashes and find it hard to apply mascara. How would this brush help me?
This brush is fantastic because, you know, we have many customers actually who have exactly that issue. You know, we've chose a very small brow brush and it's really got a beautiful end, so you can be so delicate. And I was doing a lady yesterday who literally had like 20 hairs. And then the other end, if I just show you the brush, I'm going to wipe off the formula so you can really see the details of the brush, because the brush took us a long time to design as well. And getting the right brush is important. I'd looked at plastic brushes, I'd looked at all sorts of brushes, and I really felt the bristle was good. So in the bristle, I need to put some product back on because you can't tell, but I don't know if you can see here that it changes. There's a sort of slight twist to the brush. So there's a zone in the brush, which is to collect the volume of the mascara, and there's a zone of a longer hair like this side that pulls out the length, and that shorter side is when you're depositing it. So when you go in and you swivel and you're putting it on like that, it's going to distribute and pull out your lashes at the same time. Design of brushes is so important in a mascara. And then the stopper, how much product we let you take out as you pull it out, is the perfect amount to coat a lash. The construction of that side of a mascara is key for a successful mascara.
How often should you be replacing your mascara?
I mean, I would say that mascaras really, after 6 months, should be switched out. And, you know, I'd say this about any mascara. I'd say this about our mascara as well. And if you use mascara every day, what I like about the amount we're giving you, it is the perfect amount for 6 months. So it should last you, and then it's at the end of it, and then you get your next one. And there's many mascaras where they have a huge amount of mascara product in them, and I just think that those mascaras, you know, Lila has a few of those, I won't name any names, but that product's gone off before you can get to the end of it, because they do oxidize, because you open it, close it, and it's just habit, and all of us do that. So that's the period of time that we've said for ours, and that I think you should keep mascaras for.
Okay, what is chestnut seed extract and why did you choose it?
Chestnut seed extract is a wonderful ingredient that helps to condition your lashes. You don't want too much oil. We have extracts of oil in there, but extract of oil is it's not oily. And you know, to kind of give that conditioning to the lash, if you use too much sort of oil-based things, that's how you get smudging. So chestnut extract gives you that conditioning without the smudging.
We've had a few comments of people saying that they struggle with smudging with mascara.
Yeah.
And so how is Lash2Brow's longevity?
It's fantastic. Worn it for months, and you've seen me, and when you said, oh, your lashes look great, and I can't say to you, it's on you, Lash2Brow. But it lasts all day, and it's very also easy to remove. I remove it with a balm cleanser, and it comes off like a dream. You could remove it with a gel cleanser. You could remove it in the shower with soap and water, actually. And I think to get a mascara that goes on and stays and comes off easily is also a huge challenge in the formulation. And we went, you know, when we were developing the formulation, we spent 4 years from start to end on this project, but the last year is tweaking and tweaking and tweaking that formulation. So all these elements that are really important for people when they're thinking about their mascara are in our mascara.
What's your view on only applying mascara to your top lashes?
It depends on a few things. I only start applying mascara to my bottom lashes when a makeup artist say to me, why don't you, Trinny? You know, it's just frames your eyes. And if you don't want to, you know, it might have been that you've done for years, you know, heavy eyeliner. And I think a mascara on your bottom lashes is a great way to frame your face in the way that a heavy eyeliner would do, but without that hardness of a heavy eyeliner. So if you look at Mary Greenwell when she does Kate Blanchett, I'm obsessed with how she does mascara, and she taught me that idea of putting it right into your inner corner of your lashes, swiveling it and pulling it out. That was beautiful. Mary Greenwell, who taught Charlotte Tilbury lots of her you know, early makeup tutorials. But if I put on mascara on the bottom of my lashes, and I just even do this, you know, I'm doing a smoky eye, I'll do that at night. It frames the face. I'm not quite Penelope Tree from the 60s, but it's not a heavy black eyeliner underneath. And you still kind of feel my eyes pop. That's why I think you put on the bottom lashes. The only women who I think sometimes have difficulty is if you have an incredibly high cheekbone, which actually comes out from there, and you feel it's going to continuously, your low eyelashes are really long, and you feel it's going to go onto your cheekbone a lot. Then